Over the years, I've received all kinds of advice, whether it's from family or friends, the books that I've read, the movies that I've watched, or the videos I've seen on the internet. Some of that advice, I have to admit, went in one ear and out the other. But there are some that truly stuck with me and I carry in my head up to this day. These advice are some of the driving forces that affect how I make decisions in life. Let me share them with you. The first is that you should die with $0 in your bank account. I watch Ali Abdaal on YouTube, and one of the books he suggested is Die with Zero by Bill Perkins. Basically, the idea of the book is that when we die, we should have $0 in our bank account. And at first I was like, that's weird, because we've been taught our whole lives to work so we can save enough money by the time we die. So naturally, I was so intrigued that I bought the book and read it. After reading it, I had a major realization in life. And that is, we've become so focused on earning money, saving it for a rainy day, and delaying gratification that we put off what we really want to do in life until we realize it's too late. Don't get me wrong, I have nothing against saving money for a rainy day. In fact, I'm a huge advocate of having savings. But once you've created a comfortable cushion for your finances, you should also be willing to spend your hard-earned money on things that will make you happy. The sad truth is that too many people delay gratification for too long, and by the time they're willing to spend their money on experiences, it's already too late. One example that he used in the book is John and Erin, who were very successful lawyers and have 3 children. They were thriving in their career. But at the young age of 35 years old, John discovered that he had terminal cancer. Everybody was shocked because how can someone as young as John get sick like that? In the end, Erin quit her job to take care of John and enjoy the time they had left together. And then John eventually died. So what's the key message here? You can always earn more money, but you can never get back time. Most people tend to delay gratification for too long. They always look forward to retirement as that's the time when they'll finally jet off to Italy for that vacation or learn how to ski. But realistically speaking, once you've reached your retirement age, even if you have all the money and time in the world, you'll probably enjoy doing these experiences a lot less. Or even worse, you won't get to do any of these things at all. I mean, will you even enjoy learning how to ski in your 80s or 90s? Or maybe climb a bunch of stairs in Italy with your walker to enjoy the tourist spots? So I guess what I'm trying to say is if you have the extra money now, use it to enjoy your younger years. Don't wait until you're old and gray before you allow yourself to have these life experiences. And you might ask, if you die with $0 in your bank account, then what will you pass off to your children or grandchildren? Perkins says that you should give inheritances to your kids when they're young and trying to build a life instead of when you're about to die and they're already in their older years. He also says that if you want to donate to charity, the best time is now instead of waiting until your death. So spend your money wisely throughout your years and maximize it. I don't know who made this rule that you're only allowed to enjoy your life when you're finally in retirement. Don't rob yourself of all the joys in life. Use the money to live life to the fullest, help your family, your friends, and charities while you're still alive. And by the time you die, that bank account better be $0. Next is if fear won't go away, you'll just have to do it scared. If you Google the name Ray Dalio, you will know that he is an American billionaire who founded the world's largest hedge fund, Bridgewater Associates. In fact, he's part of the top 100 richest people in the world. But if you watch his TED Talk, you will see that he is so nervous to the point that his voice sometimes breaks and he shakes slightly. Despite the many public appearances that he has done at over 70 years old, he admits that he is still scared of public speaking. Can you imagine? A billionaire who has so much experience under his belt has the same fear like the rest of us. But despite the fear, he still shows up every single time because he knows the importance of people hearing his message. All this to say is that it doesn't matter what stage you are in your life. The fear never really goes away. Sometimes you'll just have to do it scared. A lot of us think that fear is a sign that we shouldn't do something. Sure, sometimes it stops us from doing literally dangerous things like jumping off a cliff. But in the case of life decisions, I'd like to see fear as a compass that points us to the right direction. It tells us what's important. If you follow the fear, oftentimes you'll find growth. I can't tell you the number of times I chose not to do something because I was scared. And who knows if those times could have led to life-changing moments if only I had the guts to do it. For example, I've been wanting to start this YouTube channel for the longest time. In fact, I recorded my first ever YouTube video in 2018. Can you believe that? I waited 5 years to upload my first video, all because I was scared of what people might think about me. But here are the things I've learned throughout my years of waiting. First is that fear doesn't really go away. Even the most successful people out there still experience fear, like Ray Dalio. They're just good at hiding it. Sometimes what we want is on the other side of fear. And unless you cross that road, you'll never achieve your dreams. I know it's scary to do things outside of your comfort zone. Heck, it's so scary to fail in front of so many people. But I can assure you that all of the successful people out there that you admire have failed tremendously, more times than you can count. But you know what's even scarier than failure? Regret. Being on your deathbed and knowing that there was another life out there for you, an untraveled path, a happier version of you that you never got the chance to see, all because you let fear get in the way. Another thing I've learned is that most people don't think about you as much as you think they do. We have this notion that everybody is looking at us and watching our every move, but in reality, everybody else is thinking the same thing, which means everybody is just so busy thinking about themselves and worrying what other people will think about them that they have no time to watch your every move. I mean, how many times have you seen a cringy video on the internet and just scrolled down and moved on? In other words, not a lot of people care what you do with your life, except maybe those closest to you, like your family and your real friends, who for the most part will be very supportive. So just do whatever you want to do. Be whoever you want to be. You don't need permission from anybody to follow what you truly want in life. And remember that fear never really goes away. Don't let it get in the way of doing what you think is the right thing. The next advice is whether you think you can or you can't, you are right. This is a famous quote by Henry Ford, which really stuck to me. This just means that if you don't believe that you can do something, you're probably right. Your beliefs make up who you are and affect what you do in your life. For example, if you believe in God, then you're probably a religious person who prays every day and goes to church every Sunday. If you believe in healthy living, then you're probably a person who shops only healthy foods at the grocery and exercises every day. As you can see, what you believe in affects your actions. And this is why your beliefs are extremely important. If you don't believe in yourself and instill in your mind that you're not capable of achieving something, you're likely never going to be able to achieve it. Just like my past examples, when you believe in something, it's like this domino effect that will have impact on your actions. So if you don't believe that you can do it, then your actions will show that. Maybe you're not going to try to do your best, or you're not going to even try at all. Because in your head, why bother when you're going to fail anyway? But if you believe that you can do it and have unwavering confidence in yourself, then your actions will reflect that too. You're going to do your best. You're going to show up every single day. You're going to keep on trying even if you fail because you know deep down in your heart you are capable. So you're not going to stop until you get there. So the first thing that you need to do when you want to achieve something in your life is believe that you can. You got this. The next advice is that the best luxury in life is time freedom. When I was young, I used to think that the best luxuries in life are having loads of money, a mansion, a sports car, and a private jet. But as I grow old, I realized that the real luxury in life is having time freedom. What does that mean? Many rich people out there have the cash, the mansion, the cars, the jets, but do they have the time to do what they want whenever they want to? I don't know a multi-millionaire personally, so don't quote me on this, but I feel like they don't have as much freedom as they'd like to have. I think most rich people are constrained with their time. They're so busy running their empires and building their careers that most of them can't do what they want whenever they want to. They can't just take a year off and jet set around the world. I mean, financially, yes, it's viable, but with all the responsibilities that they have, they probably can't. So instead of aiming to have an insane amount of money, aim to have the freedom to be in control of your time. And you don't need millions of dollars to do that. You just need a good passive source of income that sustains your lifestyle and you're there. And if you don't live a lavish lifestyle, even better because you can get there faster. For those of you who don't know, a passive income is a type of income that is acquired with minimal labor. An example of this is renting out your place. With rental income, the money just keeps on coming in even if you don't work. Most people have an active income, and an example of this is your day job. Your day job requires labor and for you to be physically there in order for you to earn money. So strive to have passive sources of income instead of active ones. Once you've built a good passive income stream, you can be in control of your time and live life according to your terms. One of my favorite books by Morgan Housel, The Psychology of Money, says this: the ability to do what you want, when you want, with who you want, for as long as you want, is priceless. It's the highest dividend money pays. The next advice is don't go broke trying to look rich. Growing up at a time where the majority of the things that you see on social media are people flashing their achievements, whether that's a new mansion, car, clothes, bag, and the list goes on, it's so easy to be pressured to do the same thing. This causes us to spend our money on these same luxuries to feel like we belong or to make it appear that we have made it in life. And while there's nothing wrong with buying things that you have dreamed of or upgrading your quality of life, the mistake that most people make is that they do it at a time in their life where they just can't afford it yet. And what ends up happening is that they spend all their money or go into huge debts to be able to afford these stuff. And we do this keeping up to impress the people around us by appearing accomplished. But what I learned is that keeping up with the trends is a losing battle. For example, after you buy the latest iPhone, a new one comes along within a few months. So now you're left feeling like you're behind, and so you upgrade again to the new iPhone even if your phone is still practically new. It's a cycle that never ends. Let me tell you, nothing, and I mean nothing, looks as successful as success itself. And spending all your money on gimmicks won't get you there. The next life advice is that you are a time billionaire. Don't waste it. I read something from the book 2-Minute Pep Talks that really hit hard. Would you rather have $1 billion or 1 billion seconds? When you equate seconds to dollars in this analogy, $1 billion is worth 31 years of your time. So if you're in your 20s, you're a time billionaire. You likely have more than 2 billion seconds left. If you're in your 50s, you can still be a time billionaire if you're lucky. How much do you think would Warren Buffett, at 93 years old and as one of the richest people in the world, give to get back those seconds? Probably a lot more than $1 billion. The point here is that if you're in your 20s or your 30s, you are a time billionaire and you are a part of the wealthiest. Most people fail to recognize this wealth that they have. So if you are one of them, don't take it for granted. Sure, having $1 billion is nice, but having 1 billion seconds is priceless. There is no amount of money in the world that can purchase immortality. So take advantage of your wealth while you still have it. And by wealth, I mean the years you have on this planet. The next advice is you can't have the highs without the lows. I got this idea from the same book, 2-Minute Pep Talks, so if you're ever looking for a book, I would highly recommend that. Say that you finally made the decision to pursue starting your own business. In the beginning, it was thriving. You made so much more sales than what you anticipated. Then a few months went by and it slowed down a bit. Now you're complaining why you even started this business in the first place when it's not making any more money. Well, here's the truth about life. You can't have the highs without the lows. You can't just always expect to have the highs because that's an unrealistic perspective of how the world works. The highs and the lows go hand in hand, and if you want either one, you have to accept both. If your business didn't have the potential to go down in sales, it also wouldn't have the potential to double in sales. You hate it when it's low and love it when it's thriving, but the possibility of both must exist for either one of them to happen. In other words, there is no way to eliminate all the risks without eliminating all the rewards as well. You just have to accept that this is a principle of life. And if you ask me, all the lows are always worth the highs once you achieve them. I hope this video helped you. If it did, don't forget to hit like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye!